It's chilly today. Pretty intense. Ooh. Following this video, trying to figure out where this plate is from.
Get closer. Land of Lincoln, that's from Illinois. Land of Lincoln is Illinois.
Yeah, but they don't usually have that color on the
some sort of vanity plate.
I like it. Also the quad exhausts. Nice. Nice. I have a theory. That's DL, it's for dealer. Drug dealer.
It's not drug dealer.
And it's turquoise, so it's meth drug dealer. Then there's an L at the end, meaning large. It's a large meth drug dealer.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Alright, so in this video we're gonna sketch some just simple cars. I just felt like sketching something, and I wanted to share it with you. So I'm just gonna make some side views of a car, and then we can make a side view, we can make a 3/4 front view and a 3/4 rear view. Super simplified. I'm not gonna go into any renders or something like that. So let's get started. Let's start with the baseline. As always, put out the wheels. Bam. And bam. More like eggs for now. It's totally cool. Let's define let's make it more of a muscle car silhouette on it. That means that this hood is going to go straight instead of being a curvature like that. And we have a bumper up here, we have some spoiler down there, and then we have the greenhouse going something like this. Usually they have a longer overhang at the back. Now something looks off with this, so I'm gonna try and figure out what it is. I think it has to do with the greenhouse. There, better. Adding some shadow for the ground. Let's add some, maybe finish this greenhouse like this. I think that's it. I don't think we need any more details for this before we add some markers to it. As I said, I want to keep it really, really simple. Add the interiors because it's glass, we're gonna see through it. And of course, need to have some tires on there. Now these lines are kind of messy right now, but you know that it doesn't matter at this point because we're gonna go in with markers anyway. There we go. So let's make a 3/4, what did we say, front view? Actually, I don't know if I want to make that. I kind of want to make, yeah, I'm changing my mind sometimes, and that's just how it is. Sometimes I just feel like I have an idea to start with, and then as I go along I feel like I want to change it. But we can make another side view. I just love to do side views, so let's make another one. But this time it's going to be more of a European style two-door. So what does that mean? It means more curvature, pointier nose. The greenhouse further back, larger angle on on the windscreen, or steeper angle. Something like that. Finish up the greenhouse. Make it really slim and narrow. Doors. Things to think about here, which are the same for these two. Actually, this doesn't matter because this is still the same, just a straight line. But here, you want to have the top point of this curvature being right over the wheel. This might look too low, but let's just say that it's slammed to the ground with some sport suspension or whatever. So we justify the low stance of the car. There we go. We have two different cars. This is the European style car, and the top one is more of a muscle car style. So what we need to do now is to add some markers to these. So let's see what color we want to use. We have a lot of colors here. I think I'm gonna go with let's use blue. Let's do blue. So let's use that one, that one. Those. We have another blue here. Another one here. Let's start with the green gray. It sounds cool. Really quickly add some horizon to this, since this is the horizon reflecting in the body of the car. Very basic type of reflections. Also, let's fill in the A-pillar and some of the roof to make it interesting. And I think my cat wants to go outside, so I'm just gonna let her out. So I'm gonna add the same to the lower car as well. Really fast, don't really have to think about this too much, because the reflections are always gonna be the same if you just keep the standard type of reflections. There, nothing too complicated. I want to fill in the wheel arch, the top of the arch as well. There we go. What we do now, we want to go one step darker. So let's see what this will do. Actually, this is more like cool gray, so I think I might just continue with the gray. Here's a cool gray 6 and a cool gray 3. Here we go. Okay, can fill this in, just second type of layer in here. Same thing down here. There we go. And I also want to add some blue because we have the sky reflecting on here. So let's see what this is. That's too much blue. I think this is the one we used right there. Yes, so let's use this one. Add some blue to the top part of this. And think about what surfaces are facing up towards the sky. And that's where you want to add some blue. It's really that simple. If you know where your light source is and you know where your sky and ground is, that's going to help you think about where to put these different shades. And I think we're ready for the black baseline. So the baseline is going to be right here. Just fill in the wheels or the tires. Total depends on how thick you want the tires to be. Fill in the far side tire, since we're gonna that's going to be visible from this side. And same thing here, add some thickness to the tire. And you can fill this in all the way around if you want to, but I like to keep this open because it gives a nice stance to the car. So I'm going to do the same on this one down here. So I guess the main thing to do here is to not overcomplicate things. Just think about the light source and start with a light shade of marker just to get a feel for it on the reflections and so on. And that's about it. Avicii never gets old, that's it. Avicii Levels, one of the best songs ever. And he's Swedish, so it just makes the whole thing even better. I don't know, it's between Levels and Bromance, one of those two. I think Bromance actually is my all-time favorite Avicii song. And it's on right now in my headphones. In case you're wondering why I just started talking about Avicii. Connect the spokes with just tiny curves like this. And now to the thing that's going to take the longest. It's sketching the wheels. So I'm using a Coolwave 5. I'm gonna make this really simple and easy. Just fill it in like that. Same thing here. And same thing on this one down here. So I'm using the broad tip on the broad tip on the markers to get as big of a surface as fast as possible. Because if I'm using the fine tip here, it's gonna take longer to sketch this kind of curve or whatever. And let's add some black in there. Same thing here. There are a number of ways you can simplify your sketching and just fill in as much information your brain needs to complete the image. So for here example, I don't have a lot of detail at all, but you can still see that it's a wheel and there are holes in the wheels. And that's pretty much all you need. At least that's all the brain needs to fill in the rest and figure out what's going on. That got really messy. Now, if you want to learn really the details of design sketching, have a look at thesketchmonkey.com, which is my site. I'm sure a lot of you have already checked it out. But I have a ton of tutorials, videos, blog posts in written form and video form. I have online courses for those of you who are really serious about learning this, which is, I think, over... it must be, I'm not sure, but it's way over 15 hours of online classes. For those of you who really want to learn design sketching, both digitally and analog as well. So I have a bundle of courses for analog sketching. It's called Analog Designer Pro Pack, and the Digital Designer Pro Pack as well, which is obviously for you if you want to learn Photoshop design and how to render with a Wacom tablet and all that good stuff. So check it out at thesketchmonkey.com. And definitely check out what the students have to say about the courses as well, so you don't just take my word for it. Gonna fill in the interior of these cars with a darker gray, since, as I mentioned before, this is glass, right? The side is glass, so we're gonna see inside the car. And that just gives it another dimension of some depth. I always go back to the big pen to clean up the lines and things that got messed up. You can make it, it's like the sharp and unsharp mask filter in Photoshop, basically. You go in there, if you use it on a digital image, everything just sharpens up. And that's exactly what we're doing, but in this case we're doing it with analog tools and the big pen. I kind of like this. It looks really cool. I like the proportions of this. Forgot to add the black line at the base back here. Same thing here. Last but not least, we want to add highlights using the Posca pen, wherever that is, right here. You've seen this before, I'm sure. It's just a Posca pen. Shake it. And we want to figure out where the highlights are going to be. I'm guessing the cut lines of the door is going to have, or the rims first of all. So let's add some highlights on here. Might even have it on the spokes. And the door. It's probably the worst cut line of a door ever. Let's fill it in on the rear wheel as well. And finally, let's do it on the lower sketch as well. So I'm doing the same thing. Just adding the highlights where they are really on the burn points. So you want to have this pen where the highlights are going to be the strongest. So that's about it. I think we're done with this short video. Feeling we can go into as much detail as we want. It depends on how much time we have, or patience too. How much patience we have. But definitely check out the sketchmonkey.com if you're interested in these markers. They are from borntosketch.com. As always, you get 10% off your first order if you type in sketch 10, one word, sketch 10 at checkout. For 10% off your entire order, no matter how big it is, and we ship free worldwide. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Take it easy, guys.